How are you? Can you
Doing
hear me
great.
all right?
Yes, I can. I
Perfect.
can.
Yes. Just wanna
Yeah.
make sure.
Are you at a coffee shop?
Yeah, I'm at a
Yeah.
coffee shop. Yeah,
That must be
as
like your
usual.
favorite place because every time I see you, you're in the same spot.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's
Yeah.
well, it's super close to where I live, so
Yeah.
I can get a lot of work done here. So
Yeah.
Right.
what am I doing,
Antonio, I want
man?
to introduce you to my friend Dix.
Hey,
Dix,
Dick.
yeah, this is
Hi
Antonio.
there.
Dix is currently in Texas, but he's actually from Kansas City. That's where we met originally, long time ago, over 8 years ago. And
A
then,
generation ago.
yeah, literally. And then Antonio just joined us and our team yesterday. So yeah,
Congrats.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
yeah. Antonio, do you want to share a little bit about yourself with Dix here?
Oh yeah. So I mean, I consider myself kind of a creative person. I like to work on a lot of projects. Like I do design projects, UI design, graphic design, illustration. I like to write as well. I like to run and work out. So I guess those are things I like to do. I just recently moved to North Carolina. So
Wow.
yeah, I like to try to keep myself busy,
Yeah.
just helps me to stay focused. So
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Dix, you want to share about yourself?
So I'm almost 73 and I moved down to Texas to be around family because of cancer diagnosis that my wife had, and then she passed in 23. And so
yeah, sorry
I've
to hear
been
that.
sort of a fish out of water, having lived almost, like half of my life in Missouri. Well, really more like 2/3, I suppose, if you count living in Columbia, Missouri. Um, and so it's a different environment, and I have way fewer contacts and friends and people and stuff like that. And so it's it's a challenge at this point in my life to stay here. So I'm planning to move back up to Kansas City. But I can't really do that until like the end of the year. Of course, depending on circumstances and how much I can accumulate between now and whenever and stuff like that. But anyhow, so as far as three goes, the products are golden in terms of keeping me going because I wouldn't really be in a position to do any of the stuff that I'm doing. I live in a 55 plus community, and a lot of the people here are a lot older than that. And I look at them and I say, well, that's where I would be, in terms of what I can do and what I can't do and stuff like that, if it weren't for the products. And so that was what attracted me to three in the first place. But because you get to be where you're living off of investments and Social Security and stuff like that, and you're going from a dynamic earning situation to a fixed income, uh, and then it becomes restrictive. So I need an income stream that's going to supplant that, and you know my goals are to be in a position where I'm not really worried about that. So that's, I mean, which there's a lot of latitude in that, of course, but I feel like that I can definitely get that from the income stream that's available here. I don't know whether you've been able to listen to any of George Ruiz's videos on the pay plan and stuff like that, but uh, you know, he can get you excited about it.
Yeah, Antonio actually got to talk with George. What day was
Great,
that? Monday.
Yeah, yeah.
great. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, it's exciting. And he's got his stuff ordered and it's on the way. And I wanted to do some LinkedIn training, but then also just overall training in general and just kind of have a basis for starting, you know, on the team and everything. So I'm going to stop the recording just because because there was some like at the beginning, like when I was on there first. Actually, I
Right.
think I can do that later. I'll do that later.
Okay.
I'm gonna go
Okay.
turn off the lights that are behind me because it's making that.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, real quick here, I'm gonna share my screen. Is there anything you want to make sure first off, Antonio, that you can like say, okay, after this call, and also Dix, that you feel like you know how to do? If they're like, what would you say is like your number one, like, okay, this is the thing I really want to learn how to do today?
Trying to think. I think for the most part, just you know, just trying to set up or trying to, I guess, better optimize my LinkedIn.
Yeah,
Learning how to do that because
yeah,
I have one set up and stuff, but I probably, to be honest, don't optimize it as well as I could.
yeah, yeah, awesome.
And I think I'm a lot in the same place, that although it's kind of expanded in the sense that I'm familiar with Facebook as a digital place to be. I'm not sure how to maximize the use of it for marketing 3 and contacting people to build my list and things like that. And I haven't, I have an Instagram account, but I don't know anything about Instagram really. I mean, the most I know about it is the trainings that Denise Brooks has done and stuff like that. But that's the extent of it, and I haven't experimented enough with that. And I think that LinkedIn is something that I have had a membership for a long, long time, but I haven't done anything with it. I haven't kept up with it, and I don't know how to use it for building a contact list or even the normal kind of things where you're looking to have people recommend you and vice versa, and build it and have a community and those sorts of things. So that's foreign territory for me as well.
Okay, well, I'll start with LinkedIn, and then we'll go from there. We won't be doing like all of it tonight, just so you know, just because I want to overwhelm you. But we'll do LinkedIn first. Okay, so like if you open up your LinkedIn page, whether it's on your phone or on the website on the computer, there's up in the right-hand side, there's a post a job option. And I'll have this recording for you, so if you want to go back and listen to it later, you can. But you're going to click post a job. And the title of it's Brain Ambassador. I always choose this right with AI, which I'm so grateful they have now. They didn't used to have this when I first started doing it. And so literally this is like the basic information. It's remote, the United States, it's part-time. And then obviously it can be full-time too, but it can start as part-time at minimum. I always just take off the company description from that. And then I have my LLC, like every time I've tried to use like 3, I don't know, you just play around with it, see if it what it lets you to do. But it basically like gives qualifications and things like that. You just hit next at the bottom. So a lot of this is already done for you. Obviously it's going to email me. And then I'm just going to scroll down and continue. And then because I've done it in the last 7 days, it's not going to let me post a free job. But it will let you. So you can post it. And then
Okay,
you're done.
so for the free thing, so that's only one job every
so what it has
month or a
is,
couple of weeks, or how does that work?
So basically I posted it 2 weeks ago, I think it was.
Okay.
And so I just closed it yesterday so I could post a new one. And then they've changed their rules, right? As I go, they change their rules. So right now it says it cannot be posted within 7 days. So I didn't realize that, or I wouldn't have closed it. And so the one I had just posted, The one you replied to had 51 applicants.
Okay.
So
So
I
is,
closed
I
that
guess,
one.
is there a max number of applicants that
So
can
it'll
apply
say
to that
that, but
job?
it keeps letting people, it kept letting people come in,
Okay, because
right?
I've seen some jobs that are like 100 applicants,
Yeah,
and I'm like, that's a lot, you know, like even 50 is a lot. So
yeah, I know, right? So literally, let me go to messages. And Antonio, you can like verify this because obviously I sent you a message, right?
right. Hmm.
So literally, it's the same message I sent every single time. Like, it's nothing fancy. It's literally just like, hold on. Okay, this
Yeah.
is Lindsay that was on last night, right? So Lindsay, she, so it's the same message. I reviewed your application. I'm impressed with your background. I'd like to schedule a call with you to discuss. Here's a link to book a 30 to 45-minute Zoom. And then I put my calendar link in there so they can book the Zoom. And I've set that calendar based on my availability so that they're booking times that I'm available, right?
Right.
And then thank you and my name, and that's it. So then literally like I have, bookings. At one point I had 14 bookings, like right after I posted that. Like it was real simple, right?
Right.
And it's just going back and forth, messaging people, having them book the appointment. And then Calendly is a free as well. So you just come in here and you create your account. And sorry,
I usually just like use the sign up with the Google option because that makes it a little
yeah,
easier, you know, because like Google already has like most of that information there already. So just using Google makes it go faster.
yeah. Let me see here. I have like too many
We have a
emails.
couple different accounts there.
Yeah, okay, here we go. I hope it's not even one of these, of course. Go back. So I did a 45-minute one-on-one. I have my Zoom code. Something that this is what, okay, so you can do the Calendly way, obviously, right? Like then they're gonna pick times that you're available. That's what I was doing first. And then because I had 14 people book with me, George and Adrian are like, oh my gosh, Jessica, like you just need to have them all come onto one Zoom, right? Pick 2 times, like 7 o'clock, last night and the previous night, right? So I had 2 times I gave them. And so I went back, there's a couple different ways you can do things. You can have your calendar and all of that. While you're in training and we're doing the perfect 7, I would suggest us working together so that you can get those done with me. So like, for instance, we do a group Zoom, just like Antonio, you came on last night and heard exactly what that Zoom looks like. It's not the exact same Zoom that you heard the first time because we've condensed it so that we can try to get people into about a 20-minute, 30-minute Zoom versus 40, 45 minutes, right?
Right.
And then also keeping it a little more simplified. And so, so then that would be, okay, you getting that, the brand ambassador position posted, right? Number 1, that'd be number 1. Number 2, us saying, okay, I know for me, I know that tomorrow night, Thursday night, 7 o'clock, I'm available. 7 p.m. Central. So we would say, okay, 7 p.m. Central tomorrow night. And then obviously it's Friday night, the next night, right? So we could do tomorrow, 2 times, right? To give them 2 time options.
Right.
We could give them, let's see here, 2, 3. So we could say 3 p.m. tomorrow and 7 p.m. tomorrow. So you could say, does 3 p.m. tomorrow or 7 p.m. tomorrow work? And then they're going to respond and say, yes, it does. And then you're going to send them my Zoom link. It's the same Zoom link every single time, which is the one with my phone number, the one you're on right
Gotcha.
every
So
single time.
just send that to them,
Mhm.
like when I go to set up
Yep,
the post, right?
yep.
Or when I go to, when they respond.
When they respond, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Or so you could even just put it in the, like, once they apply to the job, and you'll see, like, once you put the job out there,
Mhm.
I mean, there used to be times that, I mean, back in the day, I used to get like 10 people. Now it's a lot different, a lot different. So I've just seen like, oh, it's not gonna let me do it unless I log in. It's just a much better ratio right now. Okay, so this is a website. It's called Our Legacy Makers. I'll put that in the chat. Where's the chat? Maybe because I'm sharing screen, I can't put the chat. Okay. Okay,
Oh,
so
there
this
we
is
go.
the,
Yep. It's in the
okay, so
chat.
this is the onboarding page. So you have access to this. This website's the same, and I can send it to you later too. But there's a getting started checklist. So there's a, just a welcome letter. Thanks for coming in to 3 International as a brand ambassador. Here's what the app looks like, the 3 International app. Here's our Shout community. You can join the Shout community. This is the Shout app. You're going to download the Shout app first, and then you're going to come in and, get this QR code and click on this link. And then we have 3 back office, which we went into yesterday, Antonio, and then Dick,
Right.
that already. And then you're obviously going to bookmark these. This is the team calendar, so you can see all the things that are going on. Like for instance, tonight at 7 o'clock Central is the Global Wellness Wednesday. So then you can click on that. You can see the information. You can actually click on the link, all that. All that's right there. And then you can see tomorrow morning at 9:30 is that mastermind like they had today, right? Central time. These are all central times.
Yes.
And then at 8 a.m. there's a Spark Asia call on Thursday morning. So for the people in Asia, for them, it's going to be Thursday night. It's going to be for us Thursday morning. Yes.
Yeah, different time zones.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Oh, I was just saying different parts of the world, so different time zones.
Yep. Yep. So these are all going to show a central time zone. And then we have, let's go back. So on this checklist, I feel like once you have that app, the 3 apps, number 1 right here, and then that
3
Shout app, those are 2 apps you want to do immediately. And then, then you have, like just so you have yourself ready for, sending out things, you have communication, what's going on. The beads, just above it. Can you come do the beads at the table, please? Please, like.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of them. Can you do it?
Emerson.
Okay, thank you. 6-year-olds wanting to do like all these little beads in their bedroom, like at the table, please. Good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
And here's the training page. Okay, so this is really where the river, it's like, okay, you can start on the right path or you can go down the wrong side of the river, right?
Mhm.
So step 1, make your list. You already started with your friend, right? You already started out of 2 friends. We talked about the power of 3. So who's that 3rd person? Who do you know? Build your board of directors. So that's what you're already doing. You didn't even know you were doing it. You just started doing it on your own.
All right. Okay. So
Yeah.
like the board of directors is basically like associates in
Yeah.
other words, right? People
Yeah,
that
people
you
you want to be on
know
your team.
that you'd be like, yeah, that I would trust this person. To
Yes,
be
just
on my
like what
team.
you said with Caleb, right?
Right.
Yep. So you can create your names list. There's sample things you can say here. There's tips to book, you know, there's scripts here you can go into, right? I mean, I think you pretty much, here's some talking points, just from our company and where we're at and, you know, things like that. Let's see here.
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of tools here. There's all different types of scripts depending on the person.
Yeah, and like these scripts are just kind of to help guide you, right? To kind of formulate your own script, right? So that you
Yeah.
can that way, like, I don't know, like as I was listening to the Zoom today, like George was kind of mentioning, like kind of making it your own, you know, kind of make the what you're selling like your own thing. Like,
Yep.
I mean, it's obviously you don't own the products, but like as if you owned it, you know, like treat
Yeah,
it as
absolutely.
if you did.
Yep, exactly.
Right here.
Exactly.
Dad. Look.
All right, and that's all on the Legacy Makers website, right? Or link.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, it's kind of crazy because like the past couple months, or even near the end of last year, I just kind of went through a complete overhaul of my LinkedIn and was like fixing all my information and stuff on there so that, you know, I had a profile that, you know, was
Yeah.
like ready to go, you know. So like
Yeah.
when people like look at it, it's like, oh, this isn't a bot, like this is a real person, you know,
Right.
trying
Yeah.
to connect with me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
And
kind of
then,
helped you.
yeah, you can start sharing your story so you can literally just yes. Here, talk. It's time for Emission to go. Her mom's
No,
message.
10 more minutes.
Who said that?
Dad said to text when
You're not
when-
doing hair talk in 10 minutes. Sorry. The next one is connecting and inviting. So that's the same thing. Talking points. You can print the 3x3, which is DMO, daily method of operation.
Okay,
Um,
I was like the
A
typo demo, but
yeah, the 3x3x3. So just like the power of three, right? Three
right.
connects. It just talks about that three presentation. So like if you had 3 people on 3 o'clock tomorrow and 3 people on 7 o'clock tomorrow, right? 3 follow-ups. And then just like tracking your progress if you need to like write it down and track it.
Right.
And then we have, this is all the, I mean, for right now, I would say like use your resources, use me as your resource, use George and Adrian as your resource. So like right now, I would say tomorrow, who could you get on for 3 o'clock? Who could you get on for 7 o'clock? Like, and just focus on that. And if they say they can't do those times, then we'll find the next times that we can do it, right?
Kind of keep going.
Yep.
Until you get something.
Yep. Yeah. And then daily, we'll just, you know, check in with each other, see how things are going. The objections really are all the same. People don't feel like they have enough time to do it. People don't feel like they have enough money to do it. People feel like they don't know what to do or that they won't be successful. And like we talked about, like, what do you have to lose here? Like $2.50 a month, right?
Yeah.
Plus whatever product you're going to use. So it's like you really don't have anything to lose, everything to gain. And as far as, you know, time, like literally, you know, it's all about being effective with your time, because
Right.
I'm the person
Basically
who,
being as economic and
yes,
utilizing it as well as you can. Like,
yes,
it's better to be like spend less time on something, but be more efficient. I
yes,
think.
absolutely. Yep.
And to try to spend more time on it. And because I think they're like, from what I know, and pardon me, but like from what I know, right? Like from what I kind of learned is like there's like a diminishing return, like after a certain amount of hours, right? So it's like it's like, again, being economic and
Yeah.
knowing what your threshold, your limit is, so you
Yeah.
can maximize your time.
Yeah. So some people will take, 30 minutes to send their messages out. Some people will take 30 hours because they overthink it, they procrastinate, right? So
Right, yeah.
I find that earlier in the day I get things done to my messages, the better.
Mhm.
Like today for that Wellness Wednesday that starts at 7 o'clock, I literally sent those messages as a follow-up for anybody that hasn't scheduled the interview yet, or that I've already talked to about 3 and just hasn't made a decision yet. So that was something that I was like, okay, they're gonna have a doctor on. I need to get people on this that have already heard the information. And then we have the steps, obviously, we just did with you, right? Showing where the calendar is, the welcome letter, all of that we just did with you yesterday. So
Yeah,
yeah, obviously, like if you, have, 2 people that you can get started with within 48 hours, definitely 3 people within the first week, then that's going to help you, get started, start helping them, and just really start that duplication process really quickly.
yeah,
And definitely like, don't try and reinvent the wheel, do what works. Because trust me, like we've all tried to reinvent the wheel and it's just
yeah.
a long time and it's just
I've
the way
done that. I've done it too many times, to be honest, trying to
Yeah.
reinvent the wheel.
Yeah, so that's like where like inviting 30 to 60 people, like if we want to work on having a launch for you, right? That's really what it looks like. To have 15 to 30 in attendance. Obviously, calling somebody to invite them is going to be the best. Whether that's a voice text or that's calling them on the phone. I know sometimes people will be like literally won't answer your call. You have to like almost text them first, like, hey, can you talk? And then that's where those scripts come in. So this gives you some ideas, and then you can come back to this and check out this page, the scripts, the other trainings. But literally, like, you can also become overtrained. That makes sense. Like, it's almost better for you not being trained at all. And somebody who's like me, who's been doing it for a while, because at a certain point, like if you don't take action and you've watched all these trainings, but we're not taking action, like it's kind of pointless. Right. So at some point you have to start taking action. So
Right.
I
Gotta
really
act
like,
on the knowledge.
yeah, don't feel like you have to know everything right now. Just work on the reach outs,
Right.
work on the invites. If you want to make a job post, make a job post.
Yeah, I might work on trying to make a job post for tomorrow. Since like I have some connections here, but they're limited, so I just have to kind of think of a way
Yeah.
to expand that network a little bit. So
Mhm.
I might try doing a job post for now.
Yeah, do your
try to
job posts
expand it
and
a little more.
yeah, and you can do both at the same time, right? Like
Yeah,
my list here from today, literally, part of them came from the job post. Part of them came from people that were on my Facebook that I messaged today. Part of them came from personal contacts that I have, friends and stuff, things like that. So like it was a little bit of everything.
yeah, yeah. I think it's good to utilize multiple methods.
Yeah, it's just staying diversified, right?
Yeah,
And the person that literally is like they depended all on TikTok, and then one day TikTok shuts down, like they're like, oh my gosh, right?
yeah. They box themselves in a corner at that point. So.
Yeah. So I'm like, I won't be boxing myself in. Like if something happened and one of my social medias wasn't working, like I need to have a backup plan. So I try to stay, consistent with all of them.
Yeah.
So yeah. Like the video I did today, I posted it on Facebook, I posted it on LinkedIn, I posted it on Instagram and TikTok. Like I did the same thing for all of them. Yeah. What questions do you guys have?
What are you talking about? Facebook?
Oh, what'd you say, Dix?
When you're talking about people on your Facebook, are those people that follow you or that comment on your post, or what was the criteria that caused you to say, okay, I need to contact this person?
Okay, so I went through on Facebook.
Take care of me.
I friended like a specific group. Like I have in like a community. So like I have my like teachers at my daughter's school, right? So I went back and I messaged them. Literally they're sick all the time, or the kids in their class are sick. Right? So I messaged them about the event tonight.
How did you zero in on those? You knew what their names were, and then you looked them up on Facebook to see if they were there?
Yeah, so I looked them up on Facebook. I friended them. And then today I messaged them. And then like my friend that's a realtor, right? I messaged her today. She's been a client in the past. We've been friends for a long time. So I messaged her an invite for tonight. My husband's uncle, he's on my Facebook. He's also on my text message. He also is a widower, has has been dating, wants his appearance to be good, right, for dating. So I talked to him about the serum, right? I've talked to him about collagen. He's used both of those products. So I invited him also to the Wellness Wednesday tonight. I have a professional football player that I've stayed in contact with. I met on LinkedIn. Not on Facebook, not on Instagram, LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, yeah. There's a
Connect
lot of
with-
opportunity with LinkedIn.
There is.
Like
I've
a lot
met,
of
yeah,
untapped. Sorry, I was just gonna say a lot
yeah,
of
untapped.
potential
Yes.
there. So it's
Yeah,
like,
because it's a professional, right? Like you're
yeah,
coming to them as a professional or not
yeah, any other way, you know.
like
So
everybody
really
else, right?
professional and strictly. Just keep it professional, network, you know.
Yeah, same thing. So
But-
networking,
but,
able to get an appointment with him, able to share 3 with
Yeah.
him. Staying in contact with him. I know from
Yeah.
his contacts, he has a lot of people with sickle cell that he knows. So I've talked to him about the products and how they can help him and his friends and his family. I once also invited him to the Wellness Wednesday tonight. So like conversations, I continue to stay in contact.
So I think that's a good idea, to like invite them, you know. Yeah, like I think that's good. It's like you're not like forcing them to do anything. It's like, here's an invitation now to come check it out, you know. Like don't take it from me, take it from someone who's actually
Yeah.
doing it, you know.
Continue offering an opportunity that gives you the opportunity to offer the opportunity.
Yeah, I just said I just saw this invite and thought I would share it with you too. Knowledge is power. And then I copied the Wellness Wednesday, join Holly DeMont with, and I met a guy in a plane on my way back from Las Vegas, from the leadership event in Las Vegas. So I just said, I'll just send you this, what exactly I sent him. But basically, hey, Richard, how's your week going? I just saw this invite and thought I would share it with you too. Like, everything kind of, sometimes they open up a little different, but then that's what I sent.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like on LinkedIn, like you can like send an invite to someone to like be a friend or whatever, connect on LinkedIn, and it's kind of crazy how many people actually accept your invite, you know, to network with you.
Yeah.
You know, you just have to send it out, and then from there, once they accept it, they're like, okay, then you can share it. You know.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of them that you never know, right? Like
Yeah.
you never know,
It's
you
put
know.
in the door.
And I always say, like, for the first time, like, let me go to my messages and see what I said to the first time. I was probably like, hey, I saw, you're on LinkedIn, blah, blah, blah. I found a common like thing to talk about.
Yeah.
And I just said, I would love to collaborate and see if there's ways that we can work together.
Yeah.
This one.
And if there's a birthday, I send them a birthday message. If they have something change or something announced or something, I always congratulate them or whatever it is, right? But that's, to give you an idea, one of the conversations,
Yeah.
oh gosh, wow, this is a long time. You're gonna laugh at how long this is. And like, it's like continuing to show me like how far back. I'm at 2021 right now. Hold on.
Well back, yeah, I wasn't very active on LinkedIn in 2021.
Yeah, but think about that. Like I've
Yeah.
been building relationship, constant contact with someone who, you know, at some point, it's like how long, right? Some people will quit after the first, but they often say that like sometimes it's the 8th contact where most collaborations
Yeah.
happen.
No.
Yeah, you just have to keep pushing through the no shows.
You know, I hit my belly.
Yeah,
'Cause I've had a few people like I sent invites out, but they didn't, for some reason last minute they didn't show up. So
yeah. So yeah, April 2021 was when I first started a conversation. It was because of an event I saw that was posted for his charity.
You already see some pictures.
Another one I had on Instagram, and I got an appointment about 3, literally, and it was just because he happened to be in town. He's like, okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and meet with you about it. So same thing, like most people are not willing to wait for time to happen, but I'm willing to wait and consistently just stay in contact, stay in conversation, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So, and continue to invite, continue to think of ways, right?
Yeah.
So,
And
Yeah.
yeah, I was just wondering if it's cool enough, like even outside the work hours or whatever, like within reason, like we can like let's say tomorrow, like I run into uh some obstacle that I can't, think of how to overcome. I'm like, can I like reach out to you then and be like,
yeah,
hey, can we set up a Zoom or something to kind of just walk through this,
yeah,
see
This is
because I like to try to get outside perspectives, on issues.
Yeah.
It's not,
next
it's good to have like a board
yeah, for sure.
kind of.
Yeah, just let me know what questions or things you come up against. Like,
Yeah,
it's better to talk through them because some people will just literally sit there and like struggle. I forget,
Yeah.
sometimes I had to ask for help myself. And so sometimes people just like forget, and it's like, okay, if you're having struggles, you're just like, let me help you, right?
yeah,
Like I went to a personal trainer today, and it's just like, she was like, oh, you need to do this, like this point. Well, I'm glad she told me because I've been at my house doing this workout for how long? And not having
Yeah.
certain form, right?
yeah,
And she was able to help me to like just tweak that a little bit. Where now I'm like, okay, now I've got it. Now I know what to do.
made all the difference. So,
Perfect practice makes perfect.
yeah,
I'm finishing cleaning this house.
right. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. So Facebook, yeah, use it for your friends. But also you'll see now that like you might have like a certain like, okay, these are the types of people I would like to have my team. Like you can write down. I urge you to write down 10 qualities of people that you want on your team. Like I talk about motivated, I talk about, people who are optimistic, positive.
Right.
Those are things that I look for, and I
You
have
kind
written
of,
down.
you gotta like vet them out, right? You
Yeah,
don't
those are,
want-
yeah,
You don't, I think you mentioned it before, like you don't really just invite anybody, like you kind of vet them out as best you can beforehand, and then based on the information, you talk with them, and you try to understand, okay, like is this, like you're vetting them as much as they are vetting you. So,
yeah, right, exactly. Like think about this, like I've had people I've messaged and they literally have not responded back. Or they'll set up a time and then not show up. Like, you're like,
Yeah.
okay, so is this how it goes all the time for you? Like, so, I mean, I know things come up with for people, but
Right,
consistently not showing up, like, so some of those things are important. So just kind of keep, maybe a list of, qualities that you want of people on your team. I know Dix and I have been working on, something with, you know, meditation and things like that. So, you know, we become very aware of like, you know, just energy and people and, you know, try to get in a positive headspace and work, you know, with more, from the, there's like fear-based emotions and there's love-based emotions from the love-based emotions side, and gratitude and love and, you know, just creating in that instead of like anxiety and all those things. Like you don't want to be in that place. And I always find that, you know, that when you're working with people and when you're looking for the right types of people, like opportunity shies away from the anxious and the desperate. So it's definitely like when you have 50 names of people, you know, to reach out to, like, it's not like you don't have to get in your head about, okay, who is it? What are they going to say? It's okay, just 50 people, like message those 50 people. Yeah. So I'll share this sheet I have. It's called 30-15-5. But I message 30, I ask 30 people, I invite 30 people a day. 15 say yes, they'll listen, and then 5 will join. And the numbers really do work out that way. So I'll send that to you guys.
Is that from Legacy Makers?
That's from my own back pocket.
No, you just did it yourself.
No, I borrowed it from someone who had borrowed it from someone else. But it's a great tool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can always make your own
Yeah.
reference tools
Yeah.
and sheets. That's what I do a lot of the times. I actually do make a lot of my own like
Yeah.
resources, but I don't know. I'm a creative like that, so I just like
Yeah.
to make my
Yeah.
own stuff. But I'm not afraid to borrow stuff. If someone
Yeah.
has a great idea, I'm not afraid to borrow it.
Yeah. I just found that like putting names on a piece of paper, like just got mundane and I didn't know how many I had left to do. And so this just gave me like a daily goal, to focus on. And then, you know, like it literally, I haven't even filled in the center part. Like I know I have, people that said they could come on tonight at 7 o'clock, which is like 15 minutes from now. So I just need to go back and through and see who's, you know, like when I'm on the call, I can see who's on and all of that and follow up with them. But yeah, like it's definitely nice to have kind of a running list of what you got going on. Focus in. So awesome. Well, anything else you guys want to cover or ask?
I can't think of anything right now,
Okay.
but I'm sure that tomorrow when I'm, you know, kind of doing the initial setup and build up, you know, I'm
Right.
definitely gonna have questions then.
Yeah.
For me, a lot of times the questions don't come until I'm like actually doing it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But like, but if someone's like, hey, do you have a question? I'm like, I'm not sure because I'm not doing it yet. So
Yeah. When
I'll
you
get
start
back
doing
to
it,
you.
yeah, you'll start to have questions and, you know, so just give me a
Yeah.
call.
Well, yeah,
Okay. Sounds good.
There
perfect. Yeah.
is some expertise that you have in terms of, you know, the kind of posts that Denise Brooks and Diana Lane do, where they kind of mix the personal and the business in a reel or something like that, where you got different parts and the thing that I think it's Diana talks about, the different elements, or maybe it's Denise, where you education and those different parts of the post that you want to be all in there. And is there a video that helps you to understand how to make those kinds of posts on Instagram and on Facebook and stuff like that?
Talking about like Diana Lane does a lot of TikTok, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't
So she's
even.
Diana Lane, someone in 3, Antonio, that does TikTok. She's probably in her 60s. She does a really good job with this. She probably gets 10 clients a month with it. When I was in Las Vegas, I was talking to her and so she was kind of giving me some tips and things like that. now that I've, you know, had, gosh, 9 days, I think, no days and out of school and all that. And now I have like some like bandwidth to like look at that. But yeah, I mean, that's something that like would be easy to replicate, right? And do what she's doing.
Yeah. Basically, as
Yeah,
far as I understand, you really want to automate your system as much as possible.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
the more it's automated, just that's less hassle you have to deal with. So,
yeah,
and I've been slowly trying to, you know, tweak my LinkedIn and all my other sites to where it's getting to the point where it's fully automated. So all I have to do is like, hey, you know, just invite the person.
yeah,
All of us to take care of. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm like getting there.
yeah,
You know? It's taken some work to get there, but you know, like in my opinion, like when you're trying to build out any automated system, you know, like you do have to put up some upfront work, but it pays off, you know,
yeah,
once
for
you
sure.
once you have put the required amount of setup work, you get
Mhm.
that actual machine running.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, you can automate things, and if you've got things that you're already doing, continue doing those. I think the biggest thing is like don't overanalyze any of this,
Yeah,
because I mean, when it comes down to it, just keeping it authentic to you and sharing your story. I think that's the biggest thing, is sharing your story.
yeah, because that's
And
what people
then
connect with, right?
yeah, that's what people
Story.
connect with. Yep.
Yeah,
So
makes sense.
I mean, whatever's going to resonate with you. And 2 days ago, Tasha did a really great content calendar training. So listening to that training.
And it's gonna
Um,
post it on YouTube
Yeah,
in the Listen Makers.
yeah. So yeah, all of, you know, like trying to have some things that you kind of have for content. And I mean, I literally just screenshotted hers calendar, and I'm like, okay, then I could just like do the same thing, right? Like it's
Yep.
not gonna matter.
Yep.
But
Like you said, don't reinvent the wheel. You don't
Yeah.
have to.
yeah, I'm like, I don't need to
Yeah.
go sit down for an hour like she was talking about and do it. I'll just screenshot hers and do it.
Yeah.
So I'm always saving quotes that I like to my phone, screenshotting things I like. So just doing that. Today I did a Facebook Live. Did I know what I was going to talk about? No. But after Antonio and I were talking, I'm like, I have 51 people apply to this job post. Clearly there are other people out there who are having and needing wanting me, right? So why not do a training?
Yep.
So yeah, what could it hurt? So somewhere, somehow, somebody saw it, and people don't always reply. They don't always comment, but they're watching you to see if you're consistent. So continue to show up, and you know, your tribe is coming. So, okay. Well, I will see you on that Zoom. I'm going to head to that 7 o'clock Zoom here in just a couple minutes.
Perfect.
Okay.
All
See you
right.
tomorrow.
Thanks,
Talk to you
Jessica.
tomorrow.
Yep.
Thank you.
Take care.
Okay. Bye.
Jessica.
Bye.
Bye, Dex.
Thanks.